Hello everyone, Beth is draining and I have about 10 minutes till Sebastian's bedtime. Today's gone so fast. And excuse me for having eczema cream. I woke up with an eczema outbreak under my nose, and normally that is reserved for when I have a cold and I've been blowing my nose for 2 weeks straight. But I was using some store brand face cream and it smells like rubbing alcohol, so maybe I shouldn't have used it, but it totally like fried that part of my skin where it's always prone to eczema. So yay, that's fun. I'm not gonna use that again. I went and got the name brand, but today got a lot done. It was a good day. Got a lot done. I ended up deciding today, instead of finishing the cart, the Mario Kart, the Yoshi cart, I would do the Rainbow Road and figure out how I'm doing the backdrop that goes inside the car vertically and finish all the printables and send those off. So I ended up drawing a vector of the road going up, and then instead of like trying to figure out curly cues and stuff, I just made like an arch. I kind of combined a couple different Mario Kart Rainbow Road tracks, and then that has like a blue oval sign. This is Mario Kart, so I made a vector of that. And I'm actually printing that separately so I can make it a little dimensional. But the backdrop I'm having printed in a whole bunch of sheets. I think I have 6 to paste together, so tomorrow I need to find some sort of a board, ideally black, because it needs to be on black, but I can paint it or cover it if I have to. So I got that drawn after groceries, and then it was probably 11:30, I'd say. When I stepped away from that, I didn't do the final print file because I didn't know how big I was going to need it until I finished the road. Then I measured the car and decided on about 30 inches for the road, and I have 6-inch squares because I had 12-inch paper, and so I could make 4 6-inch squares. And I knew it was going to grow a little bit because I was going to have little gaps in between so that I wouldn't have to worry about positioning them like so perfect. And then I had black masking tape to cover the gaps and hold them all together. And I just used whatever paper I had for the backing. I had a whole bunch of packing paper that had come in a Amazon package all crunched up, and I had rolled it up smooth. I used a lot of it on the paper mache, but then I had enough to do about half of Rainbow Road. I don't know how long that thing ended up. I'm not to measure it, but it's like 10 or 12 feet long. It's long. So I used the craft paper, I used newspaper, lots of newspaper, and just made sure that there was stuff under it so I could use a dot of glue stick to position everything. And then I taped it all down, and I didn't want the tape to stick to the floor because there's cracks, so I had to get paper under all that. And a lot of little gaps were filled with little scraps of newspaper. I was gonna push my glasses out. So then I laminated it with contact paper. I don't know why they call it contact paper because it's plastic. It's like packing tape in a giant roll. It's like I was able to do 2 columns of it. It worked so well. I had like no problems. So very happy with that. I needed it to be durable. I used party tablecloths on the ground to make water because we did a ocean theme last year, and they were shredded from people's feet. So paper definitely would get shredded, so I needed to laminate the top of it. I don't think I have enough to do the back, so I'm not going to worry about that unless rain is in the schedule in the forecast. They did actually send me a Word document today while I was picking up Sebastian from his club, so I need to go to my computer to view that, I think. But yeah, that took until the second I had to run out the door to get Sebastian. and I had until about 3:10 if I drove most of the way there. I wasn't sure if it was going to be really busy, so I parked a car around the corner, but there was plenty of space. I don't think it's a very popular club day, so I think I'll just pull up in front of the school next week, and that'd be fine. There's plenty of space. But I was like taping all the little papers in the back so they weren't floppy up until the last second. And then I peed and like ran out the door. Got him home and I did homework with him. He ate his turkey, chili, and cornbread that he made at club. He loved it. And then I inhaled a muffin because I never had lunch and laid out all my files into 8.5 by 11 sheets in a big InDesign document. So I am having overlap, and I'm just gonna like tile them together. I think I'm gonna cut them out from the background if I find blackboard. But I got that done and I submitted the order. The earliest pickup it said was noon, but they tend to be there early. So I might check the status when I leave my volunteer shift. I don't know when they open though. If they open at 9, it definitely won't be ready, but I do need to go hunting for poster board or something. How much time do I have? Oh, only a couple minutes. So yeah, maybe I'll get it earlier because I do need to cut things out. Then let's see what happened after that. And then I got to work at the cart. I had printed a pattern for the console, like the little front unit that has the logo of the cart and the steering wheel. I guess the steering wheel column. So I hung out with Jax and cut that pattern out and taped it together. I was so stressed last night. He got an unexpectedly low grade in it on an English test, and now we're kind of scrambling because we want to keep him up on the dean's list for all of 8th grade, so he makes a good impression when he applies for the special academy. He's not going to do the 4-year program. It's too regimented and not towards his goals, but he wants to do the 2-year program, and that's like totally up his alley, and I know they're going to be looking at his grades in 8th grade, so you can only get 1 B per semester, so I think it might be in English. She's very strict. She's the teacher that the neighbor talked about. But he at least likes her, so that's a huge plus. So I was stressing. I could barely sleep. I probably made my eczema worse. My feet eczema were like flaring up. They're really prone to stress. And yeah, I didn't have to make a lunch for Sebastian, so I was like furiously typing an email to Jax so he'd be prepared for the 2 classes I wanted him to concentrate on today. He has every other day schedule. So I'm like, okay, you've only had 1 grade come in so far for this class, and it's a mid-B. We can bring it up, focus that you have these things due. You need to pull A's for them. And then for English, I was coaching him on what he needs to talk to his teacher about, the procedures he's going to need to do, and what's coming up due. I just wanted to like lay it out in one place so he doesn't feel too overwhelmed. And I also wrote to the teacher for English and just said, hey, how can I support my student at home? He's finding out the hard way that yes, he does need to review and study. Not everything's going to come easy in 8th grade and beyond, so if you could point me in the right direction on how I could support him here at home, that'd be wonderful. I have told him to reach out to you, and I hope that he advocates for himself because he doesn't always do that. So I haven't heard from her. Some teachers will call me if I email them, something like that. Some will just email back saying, well, I like my students to figure it out on their own. And some don't ever check their email. So we'll see how it goes. She's also the whole department chair, so she's probably busy. So yeah, I hung out with him, cut that out, and then I went back down and cut out the cardboard piece for it and put it together. We ordered sandwiches, well, chili for Danny because he can't really bite still. It's really hard having that heal up. So I was able to get the console almost done. I'm starting to it was done. I haven't done the steering wheel, but I'm starting to use masking tape over all the edges where the raw cardboard is showing. And then I have to decide if I can paint over that or if I need to do a layer of paper mache. I was gonna get glue, because glue is faster. It's not as easy to paint over, but I don't know. I might have to go to an office store or craft store tomorrow to get the foam core poster board. So I don't know. I've got to figure that out. But I think I can finish a lot of the cart tomorrow because I wasn't expecting to get as far as I did. So there's not much to do on that, and then I'll have to pick up the prints and cut out a ton of stuff. But we're on track. Very little needs to be done on Shane Shop, just whitening his teeth, giving him a little bit more red touch-ups. But I don't care. He could go out like he is, and I wouldn't be mad about it. It's just a little black on his teeth. So that was my day. And then I decided to take a bath instead of doing my Monday hair because I was hunched over the floor all day. So just preemptively, I still have a tiny bit of pain. It's really going away, which is wonderful. So I didn't want to make that worse. So preemptive soak in the tub. And I will just do my hair after I get Sebastian in bed. I'll try not to dilly-dally. Sometimes after I edit, I watch a little video and stay beside him, even though that means I'm wearing my mask. But I'll just get up right away and I'll watch the video while I curl my hair. It takes 20 minutes. And then I'll finish getting ready for bed. So that's my plan. Tomorrow, volunteer, errands, craft like a mofo. That's the plan. Oh, and Sebastian's neighbor friend who he played with yesterday stopped by maybe a half an hour before dinner, maybe 40 minutes. We had just started to order, and he came to the door and Sebastian was out. I'm like, hey, let me pull up the tracker and see where he is. And then he was in somewhere around the alley, maybe somewhere on our street, and he asked if I could find him for him. So I went with him. We found him in a neighbor's backyard by the alley, and on our way over there he was like, I think Sebastian is my first best friend. I'm like, oh. And then to give Sebastian a little out, I was like, Sebastian, I need you to come out and play out here. Neighbor boy, you're welcome to come out too, but I need him to be out because it's almost dinner time. We've got a half an hour. So they came in asking to play inside. And so I texted his parents because we exchanged numbers, and his mom just came across the street. She's like, you've been inside all day, play outside for half an hour. So they played in our backyard for half an hour to dinner, and it was just really wholesome. So, okay, now I gotta go. I've been talking too long. Good night. Stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.